is going on, Cubs fam? It's Monday morning. You know what Monday morning means and brings. It brings the only Hallmaster himself, Urzatron, for an episode of Rogue Actions. What's going on, Urza?
Brother, it is good to see you. Cubs fam, how are you? Happy Monday morning, guys. Get your coffee, your Carillion chai tea. Let's have some fun.
Let's do it. As always, check out the first half of this video over on Urzatron's channel. We talked we had a good discussion. We're in very different places in this game. Urza very much still planning on leaving the game here in just a little bit, but we've got one last chance, Cubs fam, to persuade him to stay, and that is Galactic Challenges. So CG, it really sucks that you're the people I got to bet on here, but that's who I'm betting on.
That's a bet I'm not taking, Cubs.
Oh man! All right, let's get right into this. We got a meme of the week. This meme is I thoroughly enjoyed this. Yeah, you haven't seen this? All right. They haven't been. I will admit. I've seen better memes of the week. But we miss our boy Rip Raff used to just pop off every week, but this is pretty funny. So it's therapist C-3PO isn't that courageous. He won't kill you. And then you see courageous C-3PO with 106 stacks of courage.
Isn't it so frustrating when you get all those stacks doing something, like in TV or whatever, or TV, and it's like you can't do anything with it. It just sits there.
I know. Yeah, I do. I've several times looked at C-3PO. I'm like, oh man, if only he could just deal 1 damage right now, it would end everybody's career. Can't he just walk over there and tap them and then just?
It doesn't Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma has no attack, right?
No attack. Yep.
So she'd be the same kind of deal, right?
Yeah, she'd be the same thing.
Yeah.
She'd be the same thing.
It's kind of cool that so we have more characters like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we used to think, right? Remember when the discussion, before we move on here, the discussion used to be centered around C-3PO because we'd talk about could C-3PO come to the game, and everything changed. Like everyone was like, well, C-3PO can't attack. He can't attack. And I remember saying, well, he could be a passive character. He doesn't have to attack. He could just, buff everybody. And
Hoda was the first one.
Hoda was the first one, and then Hermit Yoda hit. And I still remember, by the way, little memory lane for the Cubs fam. When I got the kit reveal information for Hermit Yoda, that was back when we were Game Changers, and they actually gave us early info. And Hermit Yoda was, they gave us the information while I was at the hospital. My wife was giving birth to our child, who is now almost 3.
Yeah. It's funny. I too remember. I remember being in a hospital when Basti came out.
Oh yeah.
And, having like throat issues.
Oh.
And I vividly remember Basti's release because
of that.
Sweet Basti. Yeah.
All right, we got to talk all things Galactic Challenges today. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the community hype and kind of gauge that and talk about my own hype for Galactic Challenges. And so we're going to first talk about the community and where the community's at with this and kind of where everyone's heads are at. And then we're going to make a case for the optimist side of Galactic Challenges, believing it's going to be an exciting game mode. We did the case against. Urza made the case against on his channel, and I'm really okay with. We debated a little bit on his channel. I'm okay with really launching into a debate here, Urza. If you want to debate every point I've got, you unload on me, and I'm ready, buddy. I'm ready.
Are you sure you want this fire?
Yeah, I want the fire.
Heat, Cubs.
No, I want the fire because I've got some relationship rage here because I'm like really sad that you're leaving the game. And so I'm like, I've got this, sadness in me. And so I'm going to take that out and convert it into anger and then debate and prove you wrong in this video right now. Are you ready for that?
Okay.
Can you handle it?
Yeah.
If anyone can handle it, Urza can. So let's talk about the hype first. I did this Twitter poll and I thought the results were pretty interesting. I wanted to share this. Look at the hype that the community has for Galactic Challenges. This is only 322 votes. So obviously this is a small sample size for the entire community at large. I'm not going to pretend that these results reflect the entire community. And I will also admit that my community might be full of, decent percentage of optimists out there, but there's also a lot of negative Nancy's too, as I find out in the lovely comment section daily. We asked the question, how hyped are you for Galactic Challenges? And look at the spread here, Urza. More than 50% are at least somewhat hyped or so hyped. The highest percentage goes to somewhat hyped. And then second place on this poll, the second most answered question was so hyped. And then neutral and then no hype whatsoever was only 16%. So more people were neutral, hyped, or really hyped for Galactic Challenge than people who just weren't feeling it. What do you think that says about the community?
I think it says those people that are not feeling it have already quit the game, so that skews the numbers quite a bit.
Well, why would the people who have already quit the game, their opinion doesn't matter anymore? They're not playing.
I'm just saying,
who cares what people who aren't playing the game think about Galactic Challenges? They're not going to play it anyway.
Okay. Oh, I'll give you that, Cub. You got a passionate group of people that are excited for it. Hey, man, if you're happy and you're excited and you're enjoying the game, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Go for it. It's all good. I don't know what you want me to say here.
Let me ask you this. When was the last time you think we saw hype for something coming out in the game that was on a spread like that?
Grand Arena, man.
That's a long time ago.
No one knew how good that was going to be. And
no.
They knocked it out of the park, man.
Yeah. Well, and here's something that's interesting about Grand Arena, and I want to prepare people for this because you remember the first couple rounds of Grand Arena, Urza. And
I do, man. I streamed them.
It was the OG Grand Arena stream, man. Yeah. They did not hit on all cylinders at first, I don't think. It was pretty basic at first. But then when they released Grand Arena Championships, when they brought in the update, at least for me, that's when it was like, oh, damn, this is super good. And so I wonder if Galactic Challenges will be similar because they're starting with this exhibition round. You thought Grand Arena was just amazing from the very beginning?
It was good from the beginning. The rewards were better in the beginning, too. I don't know, man.
That's a good point. Rewards did get kind of nerfed. For me, it was just when they added the tournament component and the round by round. That's when it just got a lot more engaging and exciting.
It was only a 1 week thing before.
Exactly.
And then they made it a full month thing. Yep.
Yeah, and then we had to wait a long time in between. That was the most frustrating part. Remember how that got so frustrating really quick when I'm like, where's Grand Arena? There's no Grand Arena.
Yeah. So. Well, I just remember, I vividly remember like it was like Christmas 2 years ago. And they basically went on vacation. This is back when we were Game Changers.
Yeah.
And they went on vacation. They just dropped Grand Arena out there. And it was like, I streamed it over Christmas. It was like the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
It was just so new and exciting. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, here's to Galactic Challenges being as exciting as Grand Arena was, especially for Urza.
If it's exciting as Grand Arena was, then I'm back in, but we'll see.
We'll see. So I want to make a case for Galactic Challenges to Urza. I think, in my opinion, this is everything the game is looking for right now. The main variable to me is that we don't know what the rewards are going to be. And they did make a deliberate effort, I think, in the screenshots they provided in the State of the Galaxy post to not show high tier rewards. When they did show those rewards there, we got a snapshot of, I think it was like tier 2 out of 7 and what the rewards were like there. And I saw mods were there. I saw there was some gear and couple other things. But nothing really too meaningful. So that's the main variable to me. Obviously, we could talk about some other things in the game that we would love to have, like a sandbox mode or a raid. But to me, the most important things to come to this game are replayable content that stretches your whole roster, and content that is accessible to be played on a daily basis. And based on what I am seeing for Galactic Challenges, it checks off all of those boxes. It is also bringing us some new factors in that, putting a somewhat new spin on having these environmental factors, which I think are going to be interesting. It's going to, at a minimum, change the theory crafting and influence what characters are going to work best in certain areas. I personally find those to be a positive thing. We'll just have to wait and see how influential they are, but I think it will be something that makes it at least not boring and just the same old in these games where you've got just turn-based combat with 5-on-5 generally characters. So Urza, that's my case for Galactic Challenges. I just to me, I just can't think of anything else that we need right now. I mean, there's other things that I would want, but like the main factors that I think that are problems in this game, I just see it checking off all the boxes.
Well, I think that they can control, like, this is going to give them a layer of control in terms of like the ability to, I don't know, make the content playable. Because right now it feels very difficult for them to make PvP. I don't know, work quite right. It's kind of like the same few teams doing their thing. With
Right.
Galactic Legends out there, I think this gives something. Um, I hope it gives something for the full depth of your roster, right? So you can throw your whole roster at it. You can throw unique stuff at it, and if it gives old characters new utility, then that's exciting. Then that's cool. So, well, here's how I see it. I foresee you loving this. As a streamer for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you stream 5 days a week, right, Cubs?
5 days
5
a
days a week?
week. I do
Yep.
6 if my wife let me.
Yeah, so you stream this a lot. This will
Yeah.
be something, hopefully almost have they announced a cadence on this? It's a week-long thing, right?
No, so they've got different galactic
I have it
challenges, and
right
they're
here.
going back to back to back to back, and they weren't all a week. I think some of them were just a few days. Some of them they said in the State of the Galaxy post they were going to try out different lengths of time to see what people.
6 days, 2 days, okay. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's varying. Here's the thing. You're a streamer. You'll be able to do this live on stream, and you'll be able to theory craft with your Cubs fam, and that'll be a fun thing. So I think it's a win in that realm. Just whether or not my complaint about this whole thing, we talked about it on my channel, is it feels very similar to what we've already done. Right? It's just going to be a puzzle that you have to figure out, and it's whether or not you have the roster to get through the puzzle or not. It's not a new I mean, there's status effects and status buffs. I mean, that feels like old TV stuff, TV ideas that it couldn't get, done in time. I don't know. For me, it just doesn't seem like a whole new game mode. It's kind of like you're going into a fight using the same characters that you've always used, and yeah, that's how it feels to me.
yeah, and I mean, I part of me sees what you're saying, but the other part of me is like, well, this is what the game is.
Well, that is the point. Are
Yeah,
my expectations so out of whack that
yeah.
I would expect a new mode like vehicles? That I would expect I don't think they are, because let me take you back to, I don't know, Cubs, 2017, 18,
Mm-hmm.
when we got TB,
Yeah,
we got TW,
yeah,
and we got the first iteration of GA. That was probably like a year and a half, a timeline. And then we got the Sith Raid. Those are 4 new game modes that we got in a year and a half's time, 2 years.
yeah.
And the last 2 years, we've seen reskins of those, of TB and Galactic Legends.
Well,
And
all of
this.
those though, with the exception of the raid. I mean, obviously raids are where you see you're fighting a boss. You're not fighting just like the 5v5 traditional
Right.
matchups. But all of those are basically the same thing. You're still facing like in Grand Arena,
Okay,
you're
okay,
still
ships are different.
facing the same characters. Ships are
Okay,
different and ships suck. You don't love ships, do you?
I don't hate him as much as I used to, but, you
Okay.
know.
I hate them every bit as much as I
No, I
used to.
mean, but my point is, like, I talked about this on my channel, like, they had that amazing mock-up that somebody did with the vehicles, and it showed all the Jawas in the Sandcrawler, and I'm just like, "Okay, that woulda got me excited."
Well, you
So,
because your Jawas are freaking gods,
yeah,
but
even then, you know what I'm
well,
saying? Like, it's
I mean,
something different.
vehicles would be exciting too, but this is, I mean, for what this is, I mean, I think me personally, I don't actually, I would be less hyped for vehicles because I don't want new things to farm right now. I want more ways to use what I have farmed. I want more meaningful ways to use my existing roster that I've been working on for 5 years. And so
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
a fair point.
with that assumption, wanting to find new things to do with what I've got in my roster, this looks like an extremely fulfilling place to do that. And there's a lot of customization there. There's different environmental factors. Hopefully, there's new environments that that the art team has worked on for this. I'm really hoping we have at least a new Death Star environment to fight in and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm optimistic here. And
Okay,
you guys,
here
I've been pessimistic about CG, and what I'm seeing in this State of the Galaxy post has me hyped. And I think the community mirrors that.
if they wanted to get people hype, Cubs, they should have shown better gear in the rewards. They should have shown cryotech. They should have shown all the bottlenecks as rewards. And then that would have got people super hyped. Like, why are they so adverse to just giving away some decent stuff? They want to incentivize players to play the new mode, like, and
My
enjoy it.
suspicion is they're not showing that because they haven't finalized what their rewards will be.
I
That's
mean,
my
I'm just looking.
suspicion.
I'm looking at the reward list for like tier 2 there. I mean, it gets like Gear 9 stuff, like you're going against Gear 9. I mean, like you can't expect a whole lot. I mean, 2 Zammy
Yeah.
shards, not
How,
horrible,
how
but
much do how much do you play Grand Arena though for rewards? And how much do you
I
play
don't.
it for the love of the game?
I don't. But okay, so the point here is the places of power, like the Jedi challenges, those sort of things.
Yeah.
Like the new tiers of those, they had cryotech in there as rewards, and then you're like a few pieces off from taking someone to G13. It's like you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
and that's when the real playing of this game it happens, in my opinion. Not in the grand arena matches that we see the same teams, same comps over and over and over, and it's a coin flip, and you know how to do it, right?
Yeah.
The real playing of this game, in my opinion, is sitting down in that PvE content where you're like it's a very formulaic thing. You're
Yeah.
going through the motions. I think if it's stuff like that that gives people something to sink their teeth into, then it can work. It can be good.
I definitely, don't get me wrong, I absolutely agree with you. I think rewards should be really good for this game mode. I think that they have there's been a long time since they gave us something that was like, wow, those are great rewards.
Right.
Worth, as Jeff Probst would say, worth playing for. I'm a big Survivor fan. But I guess point I'm making is don't think that we have to see the rewards to be hyped for the game. That's just me. I don't expect to see the rewards yet because I think also I think they said in the post, rewards are probably going to change after the exhibition period anyway. And so no matter what they do, give them feedback that the rewards aren't good enough, so that they hopefully make them better from whatever they've done in the exhibition period. Pro tip, guys, give them more rewards feedback. But I don't know. I don't know.
If they want people to play this, they have to have good rewards. Because I went back and played Places of Power to get that cryotech, and I had fun doing it. They need to incentivize people to do this.
I agree and disagree. I agree that it needs good rewards, but I also disagree in the sense that I want the game mode to be worth playing even without the rewards. Meaning it's good enough and it's exciting enough that I'm not just going through a boring grind to get rewards. But I also think that they need to make the rewards at the end of the tunnel super good fair. Because it's so overdue for them to bring us something that we're like, wow, those rewards are so worth playing for. And I want to see that. So I would love it to be this thing where, man, Galactic challenges every day. That's going to really help me boost up this character on a daily basis.
Right? I mean, if you're getting like, 6 to 8 cryotech for doing your Galactic challenges.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
We need cryotechs in there. We need relic materials. I would love some mod slicing materials. And
yeah, no, you nailed it with the relics.
Yep.
That's totally needed.
Yep. And I would also love to see some of those Gear 12 plus gear pieces.
For me, it's not the what is it called? The Zindelwab, the last piece. It's the second to last piece. It's the
the erodium. We got the heat sink, and we got the oh gosh, I forget what the others are called.
It's the second to last piece. The original G12 pieces.
It takes forever.
That's the worst one because I got my Vader up to R7, and that was the worst one by far.
All right. Well, everyone, that's the debate right there. Let us know who won the debate down in the comments below. How about that? We'll just go there.
Okay. So Cubs won. You could be nice. Cubs won.
No, I think we're both. Here's the thing. I think we're both bringing valid points. It's just a matter of theory right now and where your mind is at. And right now, you're just not feeling the optimism. I am, and so I think that's why we're kind of bringing up the points we are. But you could totally be right, and it could end up being everything you said. I hope you're wrong. I want this to be good. I'm cheering for him. I hope
I'm wrong too, man.
Cool. All right. Well, everyone, you guys know what to do. Like the video. Be sure to check out the first half over on Urz's channel. We'll be back again next week for Rogue Actions. Thanks again for coming, Urz.
Yep. Thanks for having me, guys.
As always, my brothers, you know what to do.